My name is Tupy, and this is my persuasive speech. So to start it off, I will start with a question. And that question is, have you ever wondered how it would feel like to live paycheck by paycheck, only making minimum wage? Well, there are a lot of people right now living like this. And one way that can help them is to raise minimum wage. This would help them because they would make more money, which in return could be used to help them and their families buy more stuff that they need. There's a lot of talk about whether minimum wage should be raised, and if it were to happen, it would benefit many people that are in need. So, this speech will cover three main points. The first being how the minimum wage increase would help those in need, and the second main point being how a raise in minimum wage would create better job competition, and then the third main point being how a raise in minimum wage is morally right. These 3 points help explain why minimum wage needs to be raised. So, on to my first main point. Which is why minimum wage needs to be changed because it will help those in need. And first, it would help them because they're making more money, which in return, they could be used to buy things directly that they need to live. This is actually very possible, and according to Lee, most businesses actually make more than enough money to pay their workers more, but they just choose not to because they do not have to. And for this reason, Lee believes a law needs to be made that makes employers pay more in wages based off how much the business is making. And if this minimum wage were to be raised, David Newmark states that the wage increase should only go to those who need it, not the part-time teenagers or retired folks only working just to do so, because they are bored. And once again, these 3 main points help back up my argument about how minimum wage needs to be raised. And now on to my second main point, which is about how a raise in minimum wage would create better job competition. This would also be a benefit to the employers because the minimum wage workers would work harder and more efficient. According to Rogers, who is an expert in global marketing, these workers would be given a morale boost because of this and an incentive to continue working harder and longer. And then Rogers also stated that minimum wage increase would change their mood and attitude towards their job, and that would be for the better. So, now on to my third main point about how changing the minimum wage is morally right. First, there are 2 reasons why Rogers, who is the expert in global marketing, believes that minimum wage is morally wrong. And the first reason he believes it is wrong, because it is politically wrong and against the legislation. He also believes it is wrong because it is harming those who are making minimum wage. And what he means by this is it's really wrong in the eye of the society and how we look at things. And it is wrong because of they work so hard and just as long as everybody else, but they get paid way less and put in a lot of effort also to do so. And according to Rogers, again, raising the minimum wage would help get rid of the class divisions, such as poor, middle class, and then the rich. This is because if that were to be done, there would be no classes, but the money would be given back to the employees because they would be making more, but the employers would be paying them more. So it would balance themselves off, and this would help keep everyone equal in terms of wealth. This point really backs up the argument about why minimum wage should be changed. Whether the minimum wage is to be raised or not, something needs to be done to help all these people that are in need and that are working for so much and unable to support themselves or their families. If this change in minimum wage happens, it'll help out a lot of people, and one way you can help is by voting. Whether it be in the state or national election, just needing to vote for somebody who also believes that minimum wage needs to be raised. And another way you can help is by help spreading the word that minimum wage needs to be raised. So, today there is actually a lot of talk, and states are starting to raise their minimum wage. And this is a good thing, and hopefully many more are to follow. And for these reasons, I believe this is why minimum wage needs to be raised. So thank you for your time, and have a good day.